Now, what are the chemicals that are present in the brain? What is its importance? You know very well that the nerves communicate through changes in the membrane potentials. Those are called as action potentials. The language of the nerves is the action potentials. Now, how this action potentials are actually transmitted from one neuron to the other neuron? You know very well that there are a lot of cross wiring that is present between the structures of the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, now how this one action potential is getting transmitted to the next action potential? We know very well that it is the synapse that is helping in the transmission of the action potential or the electrical wave. It is this place in the synapse where the electrical energy is actually converted into the chemical energy. And once again, in the next neuron, after crossing the synapse, the chemical energy will be again converted into the electrical energy. This is how the neurons, they communicate with each other inside the brain and the spinal cord. Now, this is the structure of the synapse. We have already dealt with the synapse, their structure, their chemical transmission in detail in another session. I'm just going to give you a nutshell of what is happening in the synapse. See, this is a synaptic anatomy. This is a presynaptic neuron. This is a postsynaptic neuron. It may be a postsynaptic. The postsynaptic structure may be a neuron in case of brain and spinal cord, or it may be any other effector organ, like for example, it may be a muscle or it may be a gland. Okay, so all these structures in the postsynaptic cell and the presynaptic neuron, the transmission across these structures is the same. Okay, only the effector organ varies. Okay, in a synapse, in any synapse, the three important structures that is common for all types of synapses: a presynaptic neuron, a postsynaptic structure, which may be a cell or a neuron or a gland or a muscle. Okay, in all these cases, the presynaptic neuron is enlarged or it is dilated or widened at the end of the axon. Okay, so this is called as a terminal button or terminal button or end feet. It may be called by many other names. Okay, and there will be a small cleft or a gap. This is depicted here. This cleft is present exactly in the area just in front of the terminal button. Okay, and you can see the portion of the postsynaptic cell in front of the presynaptic terminal button. It will be thickened. This is called as, this area will be thickened when compared to the other parts of the postsynaptic structure. Okay, so this is called as synaptic density. Postsynaptic density it is called. Okay, so postsynaptic density. In the central nervous system and the spinal cord, in the brain and the spinal cord, 90 or 95% of the synapse is the chemical synapse. Majority is the chemical synapse. It is called the chemical synapse because of the presence of these chemicals in the presynaptic terminal. Okay, so the chemicals are stored in these structures called as vesicles. Okay, so all these molecules, these small molecules, they are nothing but the chemicals that is stored and that will be released when there is an activity across the synapse is happening. Okay, that is why it is called a chemical synapse.